Hey, Shauna.
Hi. So
So
I love you.
I love you too. Uh, yeah, so you're making me talk about this thing that just happened to me, and I'm a little bit, a lot agitated. And it's because I'm very passionate about, what's going on right now, and I have my version of, what's happening with society and this whole quarantine thing. So I keep posting on Facebook, and because I'm just very passionate about my beliefs. And there's this guy that keeps arguing with me, and I've had several like really long arguments with him, and it's not disrespectful. He just gives his side, I give my side, his side, my side. But I've even said, okay, we've said everything we need to each other. Peace. It's like, obviously, we're not going to agree. And every time I post, there he is making another comment. There he is making another comment. And it's still like, I'm like, enough. and, and it's making my blood like just boil on the inside, and I'm wondering why I'm letting him do that to me. I think I was kind of like enjoying the going back and forth, because I thought on a certain level, I want to be able to express different opinions with somebody without it getting to, oh, you're stupid, or you're, none of that, but just on an intellectual level, like being able to express ourselves. And it was long conversations on Facebook. um,
Seriously?
yeah, it was like long paragraph from him, long paragraph from me, and it would just go on and on until I was like, listen, I gotta go to Costco. Geez. I can't be here like doing this. But I think at a certain level, I did kind of enjoy it, because it was like allowing me to like express what I really feel. And even though he had his points, I had my points, and it was like a good debate. But
Yeah.
at some point, I'm like, I'm done, dude. Like, like, go away. Like,
I
I
don't
get
know.
it, like, but it's like at some point, just skedaddle. And until you said block him, I'm like, oh, but yeah, I could. But was I enjoying it? I don't know, but it's anyway. I
Here's
blocked
to
him.
you, woman.
I blocked him. So no more of that. But yeah, it's now I need to like
Yeah.
realign and come back to my peaceful.
Seriously, you just let it go so deep, so long, so nonsense.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop enjoying the shit, you should hit block. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
That's it. And
Come on.
at some point, I realize I'm not. Don't have to
Not
convince
doing it
people.
anymore.
I don't have to convince everybody, which is what I say. You don't. You can't convince everybody in the world. So I'm not. That's not my purpose here. And I have to see. I have to repeat these things to myself. It's
So
the
we call you the this care person, loving, passionate. Do you want to share the other passion that you just walked in less than a month ago and walked out less than a month ago?
which one?
The one you posted on the Facebook too?
Oh, the online.
Your forever loving person that always believes in this magical moment where this guy on the white horse, the prince, will come and swift shove your
Yes,
feet and
yes,
this
yes. Yeah. Well,
your
I mean, you know what? That one didn't anger me though. That one did not anger me at all. I mean, I think it was a bit disappointing, of course.
a
It was
bit.
disappointing for me. Yeah, but he didn't anger me for some reason, which was really interesting, I think, because I saw how I got to uh, live out a dream that I had, even though, and I saw it as like a month of me being able to live out my dream, even though at the end it turned out not to be exactly the dream that I had thought it was. But the whole thing was, it was like this play that lasted for a month while I was in quarantine. I saw it as like, okay, so here's the story. So I went to Mexico, and I'm not a believer in online dating. For me, I feel like it doesn't, I have to see people in person. There's that whole exchange of energy, that traction thing. But I met a couple in Mexico that were, really happy. They were such a cute couple, and we hung out. And so anyway, they had ended up meeting online and gotten married. So I was like, that actually happens for people. So I was a little bit inspired by their, the cuteness that they had as a couple. So the last day coming back from Mexico, I activated an account on Match.com, and so I came back, and a week later, really cute guy send me a message, and we ended up connecting. But when I got back is when quarantine started. So we're talking and exchanging photos and all this stuff. And it was, really like smart guy, really had a lot of things in common. Just, I mean, I would wake up in the morning, there were texts throughout the whole day, going to bed, still talking on the phone. So this lasted pretty much a month, going back and forth. We had become like really close on the phone, and he's sending me videos, he's sending me pictures, all of this stuff. So, and because, I mean, I just had no concept that there's, so many crazy people out there doing really bad stuff online. I mean, on online dating, I just thought, because this was literally like the first experience online dating in like 10 years, right? So anyway, there comes a point where it turns into, him basically telling me he's going to another country to do business. And, there was like some red flags. I don't want to get into the whole story because it's pretty long, but he ended up trying to extract money from me. And before he even came out and said that, the antennas in my head kind of went up. I was like, don't do that. And then he ended up doing what I thought he was going to do. And then I was like, oh, okay. This like the little thing just completely shattered in my mind.
Tell us what exactly he asked you to do financially as far as your account.
Oh, so, he was saying because he was overseas and he was trying to access his account, he actually let me access his account. He sent me the password, and he sent me, all the credentials to be able to access his account and make 2 separate transfers for him. And I was kind of blown away. I'm like, really? And he had a significant amount, like in the millions, in his account. And he was allowing me to access it and make transfers to 2 companies. All of this, mind you, I did check out. Like I checked his flight when he went there. It was a real flight, and I watched it land in Amsterdam, and then online. And so all the information he gave me his website with his pictures on it. So it was, everything seemed pretty credible. I actually logged into a bank account, made transfers. Obviously, I do online transfers. Online banking myself. So I kind of, I have knowledge of all this stuff. So, and then the next morning after I did those 2 online transfers for him, the next morning he calls me and says, one more transfer. And so when I log in, it says, it's not able to do the transfer. So then I told him, he said, oh, log back out, log back in. So then when I log back in, it says account blocked. So then when that happened, I was like, that's really weird. So he goes, oh, let me call the bank. So then we hang up the phone. And when we hang up the phone, that's when the antennas in my head went up, because I was like, I do business and I've traveled, and this kind of just, I don't know, is he going to call me and say, transfer the money out of your account because I can't access my account? So I was like, oh, don't do that. Just don't do that. But literally like 5 minutes later, he calls me and says, oh, I'm so sorry to ask, but can you? So I was like, oh, a lot of words went through my head that I will not repeat right now. But I kind of like played along a little bit, but then after I hung up, it hit me that this is, I've been played. So, but, I sent him a message and said, after all this, do you really think I'm that stupid? But he still didn't give up though. He kept calling and trying to say, no, look, I'm here. And he's sending me videos and all that. So anyway, regardless, it ended. He wasn't able to extract any money. And I kind of laughed. I'm like, really, that was your intent? Well, you just wasted a whole month of your time, but I have to say though, I had fun. It was a month of me enjoying this like virtual relationship with this guy. And he really was everything that I had envisioned, that I had thought about. He smart, eloquent, just was on the same emotional level as I was, everything. And I was like, damn, you're a master, you were really good. So his acting skills, wow, bravo. And but again, at the end, I ended up losing nothing except playing a dream, in reality that I had wanted. And if it's not, it was his loss, basically, the way I figured it. But, for me, it was like, if that happened once, I know it can happen again, this time minus the crook part. So
But
all good. Yeah, he didn't make me angry. He didn't make me anything. And I was like,
because you didn't lose any penny here, that's why. But women, it's a very common issue that women are going through, and I know myself because I hear all the time on Russian TV showing poor women that are seeking for same thing as you, and men are taking advantage of this and just doing really bad things, and some women ending up actually being in jail and so on and so forth due to the fact that they actually do go through the process all the way, and that they actually get caught and they don't even know that, like, say in their luggages there's actually a cocaine, coke in it, because they just been smuggled, whatever the heck you call it. Anyway, but luckily your instinct and stuff kind of like stopped you from getting hurt, so that's why you probably feel what you feel. And it's kind of like, okay, I know that it does exist, this love thing, but unfortunately, I actually, being in the banking for 20 years and dealing with a lot of people, and in my life I had a lot of good clients, and once I was a branch manager at in West Hollywood, and I got to know this beautiful couple, and he was a absolutely good looking man. He was gorgeous, tall, nicely fit, blah blah blah, the whole schmool. Had a good financial stability. Accounts were really great as far as the balances and stuff. He had a wife. He had they had a little kid, and as I get to know them better, I hear one story from him because he was my client first, and then I met his wife later on. Super intelligent woman, beautiful soul. And about, I want to say, less than 3 to 4 months into us, since we met and stuff, she started coming to me with this, listen, Jenna, I have this account, some money came out of this, I don't know where it went, we can't track it, blah blah blah. One time, 2 times, 3 times, and then later, 6 months into this, she came to me and checked the shit out. I was sick mentally for like days. He ended up being a crook.
wow.
Now, he was just not a crook. He was also part of the porn industry, and he was doing the mix, female and male together, or separate, whatever. He was doing both. He's actually has done this to other 2 women, but they were much older.
She didn't know that he was part of, like, that was part of his profession.
Different name.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Different name. So he actually, he got married to those women too. One of them were much older, and she actually put a lot of things on his name and stuff. And this girl actually, not just the third wife, she got married to him. She got pregnant by him. She gave a birth to a baby boy. And then once she was at the last trimester, I think, she wasn't giving birth yet, all the things just start exploding in her face, like how he was faking her signatures, how he was transferring money, how he got some credit cards in her name and used it up, how it was in the movie that was a movie that there were I kind of came to my mind when she was telling me the whole story. Julia Roberts was playing with this guy who kept her. He was a psycho, and something about deep love too. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, so this ended up to be, that was devastation. He actually was able to take a lot of stuff away from her. She hired lawyers. She got through it, the the police, the FBI, they found so many records on his name, the actual name, not the name he was known under.
Mhm.
It was just, I lived through the movie. Like it took us about month or two,
Mhm.
and obviously I had to help her with the records and this and that and so on and so forth. But was probably one of the first times when I actually realized that all this exists, all this is a reality. And when my clients would come to me and they would have some fraud on their account, and there's thousands and thousands of dollars would be withdrawn out of their accounts, and they would come to say, Jana, you have experience, tell me, how do these people do that? How do they know what to do? My answer always is this: these people, this is what they do for a living. When
Yeah.
you do something for a living, do you make sure that you know everything that you do from A to Z? Yes.
Yeah,
They
yeah. They become
everything.
masters at it. They really do. And
Yeah.
that's what I was, because I consider myself pretty savvy, and because I obviously I have my own company and I'm good in business and all that. And but I pretty much did check out everything that he was telling me. And so it was like, and I was like kind of going along with it, but at the same time checking things out. And because he was sending me so many like pictures and all that, not to the extent where I became suspicious that he was doing too much either, but I have to say he was a master. He was pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's reality. Women needs to be, I don't know, say super careful these days. And then the economy that we are going into and we just enter into, there's going to be probably more than we wanted to see cases like this. But it's going to be not just a man; it's going to be women and men. It's there's no discrimination on this case, So all of us have to be super careful because it exists. It's there. You have to no trust should be given, like the same thing with the friends. Like before we start telling friends something really secretive or something exclusive, it takes time for us, right? So why are we jumping in to see some cute guy or some, like thinking that we love or
yeah.
under being loved? So we
Well,
have to take a precaution.
right. And I think it's because as humans, we all want that someone that's special, someone that gets us, and that.
We do.
But,
I'm not discouraging you.
yeah, no, no. But I'm saying, like, at the same point, we also have to, understand that even though we do want that, it's got to be the right person. So it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
it has to be.
So yeah, let that kick
Here's
in
the
a little bit
I
too.
wanted to correct you really quickly because I hate, no, I don't use word hate. I really dislike word the right person.
Hmm.
There's no such a thing as a right person.
Well, I mean, when I say that, I mean the right person for you. Like, it's not just a person that's just right for everybody. It's just got to be the right person for me, which means that I have certain qualifications that I want, or certain things that I want in that person that I'm going to be with. So it's just got to be that right person for me.
You
But
still
that
have
right
the
person
list?
for me will not be the right person for someone else.
You still have the list?
I do have a list. I do.
I just rolled my eyes. So you just know, I just rolled my eyes. I don't usually do that, but I just rolled my eyes. You know
No,
why?
no,
You
no.
know why? No, 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 no. I'm not going to disagree with you here. No. You and age that we are,
Uh,
there are no more lists because you really well know that it has to be more like tolerance, no tolerance.
mhm.
In common, no in common. Um, connection, no connection. You
Well,
can't have the same freaking thing like everybody else have at age 18.
no, no, no. It's definitely not at age 18. I just look at
No, like
myself. Yeah. I just look at myself, and I know who I am, obviously. So I want somebody that's going to be the same openness, basically.
give me three categories.
Okay.
Categories. Give me three categories.
They have to be, first of all, they have to have been married already. And, I mean, divorced, obviously, but they've had to have a family, because I give a lot of time and attention to my children. They are number one in my life. So he has to have an understanding of my priority to my children. And I think people that haven't had children, even though they say they understand, they may not necessarily understand.
All right.
So I want that common
What else?
experience, so that's something that's important for me.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people talk about age doesn't matter. I have attracted a lot of younger men for, because I'm just very, that's just my essence. I tend to attract younger, people. And but no, now I know one of my requirements is that they need to be around the same age that I am, because again, I feel like life experience contributes to somebody being who they are at a certain point. Not necessarily for everybody, but generally, we've lived a certain amount of life and come to a certain understanding. So I want that commonality of who we are and who we've become. And there's an openness of mind to be able to be open to certain types of, to be willingness to learn and grow and evolve. There's a lot of people that get to a certain age and they're like, this is who I am, take it or leave it, type of thing. I'm at this age, I'm not changing for anyone. Those are not the people for me, because like I've said before, I'm the type of person that feels like I'm always open to new information. I'm open to learning. I'm open to growing and expanding. And if I cannot be with somebody that's like, hey, this is it, like it or leave it, type of a person. So it has to be somebody that's willing to expand with me, because I feel like a survival of a relationship is two people that are going to grow together, that are going to evolve together, that will share common, they don't have to agree on everything, but, and of course, kindness, compassionate, generous, those are all qualities that I look for also, and attraction. So
fine, I'll take it back. Fine. You're good. I'll take it back. You don't have the 18-year-old kind of standards.
Yeah, so those, it has to be that, or I'm okay, being by myself. I don't need to be with somebody that I don't want to be with. Like we've said before, my life is awesome, fantastic. I'm happy. It'd be an addition. So I don't know if we kind of got off subject what we were talking about, but
no, we didn't. I think it's all in the same, because because men also know what women are looking for, obviously, and that's what they're pretend to be, and that's how we get into a little trap here. So we gotta, that's what I'm saying. You gotta just do your homework and be careful. And I'm not saying it's all of them out there, but unfortunately more and more common things. So that's why we're covering it today, so people can understand that there are stuff like that happens out there, and it's not oblivious, or it's not like just, oh, it will never happen to me. Same thing with the corona. People think, oh, it will never happen to me, like it will happen to other people. But when it comes closer to your home, God forbid somebody that you got, go through this stuff, it's like, oh wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very true what you said. And I think, having the mindset that you can have things happen to you that's very unexpected, but still be able to have the resilience to be able to go, oh, that just happened. But here's the thing,
excuse me.
Bless you. But what can I get from that? Like, how will this benefit me? And do I need to let this take me down, or can I just, learn from it and move on, take it as a learning experience, as a little road bump along the way. As with anything, don't let things take you down and say, why did this happen to me? No, I mean, look at me. I'm like, hey, that was fun for a month. I got to live a dream.
I'll take it fun for a month, right?
Fun for a month. And, let's say I had lost a little bit of money, that probably would piss me off a little bit more, but I think I would have been like, okay, let me see, am I willing to give value to that I was entertained for a month? That's how I would have looked at it. And I would have been able to let it go. So I would have been like, okay, I guess, maybe in other cases, I wouldn't have given it so much value, but if that's the case, hey, okay, that's the amount of value that I give to that
that's true.
So it's again, what I'm trying to say is, create the mindset that you can get over and find the little thoughts that will allow you to get over any obstacle or challenge that comes in life. Because at the end of the day, that's what determines your ability to still move forward, not let anything take you down, and become stronger because of it. It's a lesson learned, and it's and for me, it's like, now I know that
it does exist.
There's people like that out there, and maybe I'll be a little more careful next time.
True. Maybe.
I still.
Hold on, maybe.
But here's the thing though, it didn't get me right. So I still trust my instincts. I still know when to go, wait a minute, my antennas didn't go up. So I still, but here's the
Right,
thing.
fine.
I trust myself even more now because I was able to like get it at the right moment, you know.
Be that way,
So
fine. Be
that's
that.
another positive, like, you know,
Yeah,
little
whatever.
intervention that
Positive,
you want.
positive. No, I just think it's so scary to get into this. No, I want to, as you were talking, I'm sure people kind of like saw somebody's moving in the back. And I
Oh,
just wanted to show that it's not the head that's moving. It's my dog, Romy. Look, wait.
hello.
Hey, Romy.
Really.
He's with,
Join us. Yeah.
yeah. So it's my dog, Romeo. So I just want people to think that somebody's in the bed moving their head. Yeah. Anyway, so I think it's a good experience to share with other women and stuff, and men too, because there are women like that too out there. So it's really good to know that it does exist, and it happens to regular Joe Schmoes like you and me. So
Exactly.
with all that, you have to be super, 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 super careful.
And I just wanted to say, if people are interested in more of the details, I did write an article on it.
Yes,
And
tell
posted
them.
it on my blog, on my website.
Yeah.
So if you know, if anyone's interested, they can go and read on that. It's milanconci.com, the blog section. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, that's, I think, you know, we're done for today. And
Yeah.
again, if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like. Subscribe to my channel and like. That's, you know, my ring going off. And
Okay.
you know, let us know if there's anything interesting out, you know, for you guys that you'd like for us to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course. And thanks for listening.
Bye.